Up, boys and girls, I guess. Yeah. All right. So this is the Masked Man here. Making another video. It's gonna be a deku what if this time. Um. So I came up with kind of like an idea. Um. I hope it's good. I hope nobody else has done this though. That's the thing. I mean, like the concept of it is kind of the same of other ones. If you don't know, like get the hint or read the title. I mean, the titles would be different than what Deku's quirk I'm giving him is going to be. Not really a quirk, because I'm changing kind of like the lore of like all of My Hero. So basically, Naruto existed way before My Hero Academia. Blah blah blah. Boruto saved the fucking world from the Otsutsuki clan. Let's say, right? Basically, it's like like 1,000 years later. Blah blah blah. There's still tales of that time. During the time, chakra reserves for everyone had been going down greatly, I guess. And basically, the only thing that would form a power would be, well, quote unquote quirks. Scientists think it's from a disease or whatever from rats or some shit like that. But really, it's just the chakra inside of someone giving them kind of like a bloodline limit. Everybody has their own type of bloodline and they mix, right? So basically, there are, like, let's say Aizawa is a descendant from the Uchiha clan, right? Because he can stop, he has eyes, can cancel out quirks, right? So he's going to be a descendant from the Uchiha clan, Aizawa is, and so is Deku. Deku is going to look just like, well, Shisui in the photo. And, well, this is going to be, like, oh yeah, the title of the video is going to be basically, what if Deku had met the vestiges earlier, like the vestiges of the past users of One for All. So Deku will be getting One for All. I'm really I really want to give Deku One for All. All right, let's see. Okay, we're gonna change it up. So basically, yeah, still Deku's gonna still. What if Deku had a vestige world? Basically, what if Deku had a vestige world inside of his own quirk, right? So his quirk is be, of course, it's just gonna be the Sharingan, and he's gonna be the Deku's gonna be, well, kind of the first, like the first coming of the Uchiha clan, kind of like how Indra was, how he was like the first Uchiha, blah blah blah. So, but there's gonna be no Ashra or anything like that. So basically, yeah. So basically, with that over with, Deku is gonna have. Well, I was gonna give him gray hair, but thinking on it, I should just give him I made him just basically look kind of like an exact copy of Shisui. So the reason I chose Shisui is because I feel like he would be the most closest to Deku's personality. Like, as we know from as we know of Shisui, he's kind of like, he's very jokingly and kind, right? And also he hates, like, he wants peace. He's just like Itachi, they do anything for peace, right? But a little bit different thing is that Deku is still going to want to be a big hero, but he has a different favorite hero. It's going to be Aizawa, because, well, when he did see a couple videos of Aizawa, Deku just had the connection and a pull towards the stealth, kind of like hiding in the shadows type thing, kind of like a ninja, right? And since Aizawa has these really cool red eyes and black hair just like Deku was, Deku would have more of a liking towards Aizawa. There's not many photos or videos of Aizawa, or I mean Eraserhead, I guess, out there, right? So he can repeatedly watches a span of 3, right? So I'm changing up his favorite hero to be Aizawa. Deku wants to be the shadow of the number 1, right? The one that is in the shadows and not really wanting attention. So it's also going to change a bit with his character. He's going to be a lot more quiet, I say. I mean, Deku was pretty quiet already because of his, like, him not being that social at all because of Bakugo and his quirkless title he had. So, Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna have Deku. So basically, yeah, basically we start off with the story. Deku is on whatever website he did to watch all my videos. He stumbled basically upon. So basically, yeah. Okay. Another thing, how Deku is gonna be like the new coming, like the fuck. I just forgot what I was gonna say. Like the reincarnation of like the Uchiha clan, right? He's gonna be reincarnated Uchiha, blah blah blah, that type of shit, right? He's like the new kind of like the up and coming Uchiha. Right? I don't, bro. I lost the word I was gonna say, so I'm trying to explain it differently. You guys get it, right? He's gonna be the new start of the Uchiha clan. This is basically, yeah. So you guys get it, right? So basically, Deku. The reason Deku has the Sharingan is because his father, Hiyashi has a fire breath quirk, which, well, as we know, Uchihas have fire release. And their favorite jutsu is the fireball jutsu that comes out of their fucking mouth. So you kind of understand that. He gained his bloodline limit being just fire breathing, right? So he does have Uchiha DNA within him. And yeah, so for this to kind of work, Deku's not going to be related to Sasuke through his family tree. He's going to be related to, well, Shisui, of course. That's why he looks like Shisui. Shisui, basically, let's say he just survived and it's like, yeah, fuck this shit. Itachi, you got all this work. Both my eyes are fucking missing, my guy. So basically, let's say he survived. Since they never did find the corpse of Shisui, I think they did actually. Let's say they didn't. Shisui went away, and Itachi thinks he's dead. So basically, that allows Shisui to live a full life as one in like a village known as the Blind Man. That's really kind, right? So basically, with that, well, going on, yeah, Shisui had a couple kids, and you kind of get it over 1,000 years, 10 or 11 generations or whatnot, right? So yeah, Deku is gonna be basically, he looks exactly like Shisui and stuff like that. And then you understand what I mean by the vestige world in his own head of the Uchiha members. So this is going to allow Deku to learn from. This is going to allow Deku to learn, of course, how to control chakra as well as the people from 1,000 years ago could, right? He's gonna be able to learn how to use chakra, because at this point everybody uses quirks. There are some people out there that have theories about chakra and stuff and ninshu from old and, well, quote unquote ancient Egyptian type shit, right? Like wall murals and stuff like that that's carved out of like the Sage of Six Paths, like even Naruto and Sasuke being the saviors of the world along with Boruto. But they don't know who those people are. And they just kind of see them as gods, right? So basically there's going to be kind of like a religion type thing. So you kind of understand, right? So basically, yeah, with that kind of over with, Deku, yeah, he was basically going through whatever, right? As he's very interested in ninja-like stuff. I wonder why. And he always acts kind of like a ninja. And his mom Iko just thinks it's like, just his imagination going wild, right? So basically, Deku, yeah, he basically grow up learning about Aizawa, or Eraserhead as his hero name is, because it's his favorite hero. So he learned that he uses a scarf. Deku would think about it. That seems kind of cool, right? At this point, Deku, oh yeah, freaking quirk shit. Deku is pronounced quirkless because, well, quirks are made out of chakra, but Deku has, like, Okay, so basically in the world right now, with in the generation Deku's in, chakra is only based for one, well, quote unquote element. So like explosion would be like fire and earth mixed together, and Bakugo only allowed to use explosions from his hand because it's the only pathway of chakra that would go towards, which is the palm of his hand, right? So they detect basically just they do the stupid theory with a toe, right? That doesn't mean shit, my guy. And the way quirks they would tell what they are is because usually the kid would obtain the quirk, then they would go see what the quirk is. Let's change that. So basically, if this was like canon, and Deku went to the quirk doctor and he hasn't had his quirk unlocked yet, they wouldn't go to the quirk doctor yet, because there's no way to signify if they have a quirk before they unlock it. Because chakra, blah blah blah, right? So yeah, okay. So they weren't really able to identify Deku's quirk because it never came out. Because the Sharingan, of course, comes out at the time of need or strong emotion, right? So you guys kind of know where this is going towards, right? But with Deku, he would always hear a faint voice in his head, but think nothing of it. Maybe, probably thinking that he's been watching too many Eraserhead videos, right? So, Deku would, since his quirk never, quote unquote, unlocked yet, he was pronounced quirkless, right? But he could always hear this faint voice in his head. He would barely be able to hear it because, well, his quirk's not unlocked fully yet. He's partially unlocked because he has chakra running through his body, but the Sharingan is not unlocked yet, so it doesn't unlock the vestige world. As you know, because of Sasuke can enter Naruto's mindscape with his Sharingan, where he was able to see the Kyuubi. So I think if just the one Tomoe would unlock it, Deku would be able to go into his own mindscape, kind of like Naruto, right? So with that, Deku, yeah, he grew up being known as quirkless, but he would always have the drive to work out. So Deku, this one would be a lot more fit. I mean, a lot more fit. By the age of 12, Deku would go full on, training time. Like, his mom would be worried, of course, and since Deku was named quirkless but didn't have a huge breakdown, well, didn't start crying and stuff because he was a little kid, right? Inko wouldn't have that huge breakdown for thinking it's her fault Deku didn't get a quirk. But in this one, Inko is still a bit big, but not as big as she was in canon. She still really worries about Deku all the time, wondering if he's okay during school, because she does know that people are known as quirkless are looked down upon basically now, those days now, because quirks are basically everything. So, with that, Deku he would be very fit, as I said before, as since he kind of wants to be like a ninja, kind of like Aizawa, he would work on his agility mostly and his speed. He doesn't want to be kind of like a straight powerhouse, but he wants to be more elusive, able to, if he ever does get in a fight, or when he does become a hero, because he knows he will. He has a feeling. He always had this good feeling about it. So that's why he never really freaked out when he was pronounced quirkless. And so Deku would so if he would get in when he would get in a fight when he became a hero, because Deku's on that mindset. He's on that mindset that he will become a hero. He's going to make sure of it, right? And if not, of course, he would just go do like medical work or some stuff like that, right? Become a doctor or whatnot. But he's still going to give it his try. But he really does think he can become a hero. So he basically, if he does get in a fight, he wants to be more the elusive type to strike fast and quick before they can even see it coming. So basically, Deku, yeah, he would train and train and train. Basically, we're gonna skip all the way till he's 15. At that point, Bakugo doesn't really give Deku as much shit as before, because Deku's not the really skinny, scrawny kid anymore. He's pretty built. He doesn't seem bigger than Bakugo, but he does have better physique and better muscle strength. They're just a lot more compact, so they make him look like he's pretty skinny. But trying to fight the dude, you fucked. And throughout the years, of course, Inko tried to support Deku through the whole thing, trying to not worry too much. So, just in case anything would happen to her son, going chasing for his dream, she would make sure that he knows self defense. So, of course, he does know different martial arts and stuff like that. Coincidentally, Deku's fighting style in general seems kind of like he tries to predict where his opponent's going to move, right? So kind of like the Uchiha fighting style, right? They use their Sharingan to predict where they're going and then go on forward, right? So basically Deku kind of fights like that and learned a style to basically stand a style that would be able to counter a lot of stuff. You're able to read it and then counter. It's basically a fighting style of just countering and striking when you can. Or striking when you counter, right? So basically after that, Deku would when he's 15 now. So basically the class would the whole teacher would do his whole thing about like, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up, blah 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 and shit like that. So basically he would say Bakugo has the best chance getting UA. He goes, oh, Midoriya, you're also wanting to get into UA as well. As Bakugo seems kind of pissed about it, but at the same time, since he doesn't give Deku so much shit, he would just threaten him a bit, right? He was saying like, if you go, I'll kill you, right? Bakugo type stuff, right? So after that, Deku, he does have the hero analysis book, right? But because it's part of what he does, what his fighting style, like, that's kind of the nature of his fighting style. So in general, that nature of predicting and trying to figure out the opponent's moves and stuff will go towards quirks as well, as they're called. So he would try to figure out who's can do what. He's very analytic about the quirks and people's fighting styles. So Deku would So basically he would leave class as he would go to the under the bridge like he did in canon. But this time the sledge villain So yeah, Deku, since he's been training to become a hero, and he's been working on his fighting since, well, he doesn't know he has a quirk yet, but that voice in his, a little that whisper of a voice in his head. Basically, he hear a thing to your right, as he did learn to listen to the voice when he does hear it. But Deku would think it's like part of his quirk or whatever, that he has a quirk that can, like a sixth sense quirk or a danger sense quirk, right? So he would basically listen to it and and then move to the left. Doing so, the sludge villain would miss Deku and be like, huh? How do you know I was there, kid? And Deku goes, oh, a villain? That, goes, I won't. It's basically when he's kind of stuttering a bit, because it is his first time fighting a villain. You're always going to freeze up a bit. You can't just be instant like, you're getting your shit kicked, my guy. You're going to be kind of nervous at first, right? So Deku, he's a bit nervous right now, but all his training would basically tell him to calm down and try to focus and analyze your opponent. So of course he would calm down a bit and look at the sludge villain, realizing that shit, he's made out of sludge. It's pretty much liquid, and there's not much he could do about it unless he had some type of electricity, right? So of course, so basically Deku, he would start backing up a bit, hoping to stall a bit of time before the heroes show up, so the heroes can show up and to capture the Sledgeville. As Deku basically dodge and weave like he does in his training. His agility is top notch. He's really fast for someone that's quirkless. So he's able to evade the sludge villain, and also since it's kind of a close quarters area, he's able to jump off the wall and stuff like that to jump over the sludge villain to dodge and stuff like that. He would stall enough for All Might to jump through the fucking sewer and be like, "Yo, what's up, my G?" and just clap the fuck out of the sludge villain. Doing so, Deku, he wouldn't be weak from being choked out, drowned in sludge, I guess, by the sludge villain. So he would be up, but he would have flew back a couple feet because it is All Might, and it was a fucking punch from All Might, so pretty strong. So basically Deku, he would get back up. He goes, All Might. As All Might's like, "Good job, young." As Deku goes, Midoriya. As he goes, young Midoriya. "Good job for stalling for me to catch the evildoer." As Deku goes, "Well, you're welcome, All Might. Hey, do you mind if I could get a autograph from you?" As All Might goes, "Sure, why not?" As All Might goes, "Are you a fan?" Deku goes, "Yeah, I am." He goes, "Yeah, I am, but I don't really like your style." As All Might goes, kind of frowns, he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I mean, you're just too flashy in my opinion. It's just, you don't have to worry about what I say. It's just who I am." As All Might's kind of curious, he's like, someone who doesn't like the number one hero. Let's see. As he's like, "Well, who's your favorite hero then?" As Deku goes, Eraserhead. As All Might's kind of like, huh? He goes, "So you like Aizawa? Your favorite hero is Aizawa?" As Deku goes, "Aizawa?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Yes. Eraserhead." He goes, "Well, I'll make sure to tell him." As Deku's like, goes, "Well, I thank you, I guess." He goes, "Hey, All Might, can I ask a question real quick? Since Deku never got knocked out, that means there's more of a time for All Might to answer these questions. He's able to answer them because, he is also helping. He's also picking up the sludge villain with the bottles right now, and so is Deku helping with him. So while Deku, as All Might goes, "Sure," he goes, "Sure, young Midori, what would you like to ask?" As basically Deku goes, "Can I be a hero without a quirk?" As All Might looks at him and goes, "No, you can't." As Deku goes, "Makes sense, I guess, but I'm still gonna try no matter what." As All Might goes, he goes, "If you know that makes sense, why are you still trying then?" Because Deku looks at All Might, goes, "Well, who wouldn't want to chase their dreams, am I right?" Because I want to be someone that's in the shadows helping people. I don't like standing out. It's never been my type of thing. I just wanted to be there for people in the time of need. I just, well, like helping people. But I also want to be in the shadows. I don't want too much, well, fame or whatever. I just, because what, I still, since I want to become a hero, it doesn't mean I can't try. If I do make it, well, I know it won't make it to the top 10 heroes at all. But I'll still be able to help those that I'm able to help. So All Might goes, reasonable, I guess, but then All Might is like, well, with that type of saying, I guess you can become a hero. I mean, anybody could be a hero, even villains. As Deku's like, I guess so. Because thanks for the talk, All Might. I need to go home and finish my homework. As All Might's like, well, he goes, alright, well, have a nice, wonderful night, or day, young Midoriya, as All Might will jump off with both the sledge villains. So, with Deku walking back home, he would hear explosions, right? As he goes, those explosions are way too familiar. As he would kind of sniff the air and be like, is this some bullshit I'm spewing on my ass? So just, yeah, don't say shit about what I'm about to say, okay? Since Deku is going to be Uchiha, well, just like the new version of the Uchihas in this generation or whatever, Deku's also going to have a great sense of smell. Let's say because he's able to use chakra like everybody else used to back 1,000 years ago when Naruto and them were still alive, right? So basically, the land, also about all the hidden villages, they're all basically, well, basically all the hidden villages are relics of the past now. They're places tourists go to. There's multiple faces. There's only about 10 faces on the Leaf Village and stuff. Which, let's say, the 8th would be Sarda, and then other two are just some random, let's say Sarda and Boruto's child, and then the child of whoever the fuck, of Boruto's child, right? So, with that, there at some point there will be a reason why. There is a reason why I'm bringing this up. So yeah. So with that, Deku, yeah, when he sniffed the air, he goes, nitroglycerin? Goes, could it be Bakugo? And him, kind of, something catching his interest, he would go and check it out. Mainly to make sure it's not Bakugo, because him and Bakugo used to be friends, but Deku still has that kindness for Bakugo as Deku did, as a canon Deku did. So he wanted to go make sure his old friend is still alright, his first ever friend. So, and he's just checking if it's him or not, anyways. So he would basically go there, and well, he would see this huge crowd along with heroes just standing in front of them. As Deku would, well, of course, he would smell the fire and everything. He goes, as he would see all the heroes, knowing, well, who the majority of them are. Seeing, of course, the fire heater, a hero taking out the fire to make sure it doesn't spread to other buildings. And also, whatever fucking Deadlock guy's name is, he would basically, he can't fight the villain. He can't use brute force against a sledge villain. As Deku did notice it was a sledge villain, he goes, All Might must have dropped him then. he was wearing those really baggy pants. As he would have noticed Kamui Wood's there too, saving people from the building. As Deku's like, the wood, he goes, his wood quirk is the worst spot now for fire. As Deku just kind of shakes his head, he goes, there's no good hero. And then Mount Lady would show up saying, well, that's not a 2-lane road, I can't get in there. As Deku just goes, and she's too big. As Deku would start to walk away, as he would have gone inside of one of the buildings in the alleyway right next to where the incidents happened. He would climb up the ladder all the way up to the top of the building, looking down upon the scene, which Deku would notice well. Bakugo being the one trapped with his quirk going off and off. Deku would pull out, his favorite, item that he's ever owned was a relic of the past, a kunai, one forged 1,000 years ago. The reason why he has it now is because, it's passed down through his family. And also, there's a shit ton of kunais in the world that are back from 1,000 years ago. I mean, like a lot. People find them every day, so they're pretty common to say in Japan, at least. So, Deku would, he would pull it out as he goes, because I have a couple of these. I guess I could use one now. As he would basically just put the kunai in his hand and looking down upon, seeing an opportunity to do something, strike from the shadows. As standing on top of the building, he would put one foot against the ledge. As he would stand up on the ledge looking down, he goes there. As he throws down the kunai would go down pretty fast, clipping the eyeball of the sledge villain. I really think this would, make the sledge villain start crying out loud, like really bad. His eyeball was just cut severely. That would allow Bakugo to get out, and the hero's actually able to do something now, since Bakugo's out of there. With that, All Might was there as well, going, where'd that come from? Since he is the number one hero, he kind of traced it back where it came from, seeing Deku on top of the roof. As All Might smiles and goes, I guess he can be a hero, huh? Striking from the shadows. Just like you, Aizawa. As he would get up into his buff form and finish off the sledge villain himself. Because remembering what Deku said by not being the one in attention, not wanting attention, right? As Deku would, just climb off down the building again. Well, not again. Just climb down the building and just walk home with a smile on his face, knowing that he had something to do with helping Bakugo getting saved. Bakugo kind of knew who saved him the first, though. Because he did see the kunai afterwards and noticed exact same ones at Deku's house before. So he had a mission to go find Deku to see if he did help him or not. So basically, Deku walking back, he would hear Bakugo yelling at him from a distance, saying, "Get back here, shitty Deku." As Deku would stop and look at him, goes, yeah, Bakugo? As Bakugo was like, "You're the one that cut the sledge villain's eye, weren't you?" As Deku just looks at him with a blank face, he goes, "What sledge villain?" He goes, don't lie to me, you shitty Deku. I know you don't like attention." And he pulls out the kunai and goes, "This is yours. And also, I don't owe you anything." As Deku would catch it, as he turns around and goes, yeah, whatever. As they both turn around, walking opposite directions, both with a smirk on his face, on each other's faces. As with that, there was another pair of eyes watching. As Deku would keep on walking, his sense would tell him that his sixth sense would basically tell him that someone was coming. As doing so, as basically All Might would come around the corner saying, I'm here, and then, well, going into his debuff form. As Deku just looks at him and goes, All Might, you okay? As All Might's like, he goes, you didn't question me? He goes, well, obviously something's wrong with you. You're a lot smaller than you used to be. As All Might's like, well, he's very observant, he thinks. As Deku goes, so does nobody know about this since it's not all over the media? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, yes, young Midoriya. Nobody knows about this. This was happened to me in a fight with the villain. As Deku goes, dang, that's gnarly. Goes, as All Might would lift up his shirt, showing the gash. As Deku goes, oh yeah. He goes, is your stomach missing? I guess. He goes, yes, it is. He goes, I can't do hero work. I can only do hero work 3 hours a day. As Deku goes, well, goes, well, that really does suck, All Might. As All Might goes, I'm here to make you an offer. I'm gonna get straight to it. As Deku goes, okay, what's the offer? As he goes, oh, I want to pass on my quirk to you. As Deku stares at him wide eyes and goes, what? What do you mean pass on your quirk? That's impossible. He goes, it isn't though. He goes, I have two quirks. I have a stockpiling quirk and a quirk that can pass on both the quirks at once. I'm the sixth user? How many fucking people? 7th. No, he's the 7th user, yeah. As All Might goes, I'm the 7th user of One For All. That's the name of both the quirks combined. One For All. And well, the guy who did this to me, his name was All For One. As Deku goes, he goes, no, thank you. As All Might goes, what? He goes, well, that was fast. He goes, why wouldn't you want to take my quirk? Aren't you quirkless? As Deku goes, yeah, I'm quirkless, but as I said, that's too much for me. As Deku goes, also, who's the person that gave you the quirk in the first place? As All Might goes, my master, Nana Shimura. As, well, I don't know her fucking last name, I forgot it. As Deku thinks upon it, and well, he remembers. He goes, she was one of the top 5 heroes. See, that's the thing, that goes against the way I do things. For me to inherit the quirk would make me have to be the next symbol of peace, I think. Or at least that's my understanding. That's not something I want to be. I want to be someone that protects the people from the shadows without ever knowing who I am. So I can live a normal life during my career as a hero, hopefully. As All Might goes, I understand, but I think you're the number one candidate of the quirk, young Midoriya. As Deku goes, I'm sorry, All Might, but I want to do this my way. As All Might goes, he goes, as All Might sighs and just smiles, he goes, I guess you're right, huh, Aizawa? As Aizawa would just come around the corner going, yeah, I guess you are. As Deku goes, Eraserhead? Goes, what are you doing there? As always basically goes, All Might told me about you, kid. Well, I'm mainly here to give you, well, a autograph since apparently I'm your favorite hero or whatnot. But you're intriguing. To me, at least. Because how about you come with me, and I'll start training you to be a person that protects those in the shadows. He goes, if you were going to be a quirkless hero and you want to be kind of like All Might, well, I don't really think that would work well for you. But from what I saw and also heard from All Might, what you did at the Sledge Villain incident with the other kid named Bakugo, you did it from the shadows and nobody even knew what happened. Also did help that All Might was there too. But I see there's potential in you. So come with me and I'll help you. And I'll make sure you get into your way. I'll make sure you become the first quirkless hero. But I'll warn you now, Midoriya, that you have the least potential out of everybody I've ever seen to become a hero. As Deku goes, that's understandable. As Aizawa goes, why is that? He goes, because I'm quirkless. Think about it. The only reason you're able to fight hand in hand with other villains is because you have a quirk that's able to cancel out theirs, right? From videos I've seen of you fighting, nobody's ever used that quirk against you, unless it's someone that was a mutant quirk. Aizawa goes, you sure do know your stuff. He goes, yes, my quirk's called Erase. Goes, as he looks at All Might and goes, All Might, go into your buff form. As All Might goes, okay. As he go into his buff form, as he goes, see, watch. As his eyes would glow red and his hair would stand up. As All Might would shrink back down to his regular form, his Small Might form. As he goes, I just canceled All Might's quirk. Even I could beat All Might now, the supposed #1 hero. As Deku just goes overpowered, he thinks. He goes, but if you really wanted to become a hero and someone like me, then come with me, Midoriya, and I'll make sure that you become a hero. But it's also going to be very dangerous. Are you up for it? As Deku just nods his head. As this is a very emotional time for Deku right now. He's getting recognition from the #1 and also his favorite hero. And all the time he's been thinking about his mother being all depressed ever since he was named Quirkless would activate something in him. As Deku, during some of the tears falling from his eye, and him accepting himself to get trained by Aizawa, his eyes would morph into the two Tomoe. As with Deku, he wouldn't be where he was just at anymore. He would be in this area that's he would see this gate with one of the ancient emblems of the sun rising over the horizon, mainly the Uchiha fan, right? Or people say it's just the sun rising, right? That's the emblem they think it is, but it's just a Uchiha. It's just a fan, right? It's the clan symbol fan. So basically, Deku would see that gate. He goes, "What's this?" He goes, isn't that the sun, the rising sun emblem from ancient times?" He goes, where am I? Is this a dream? As Deku would walk forward, as he's curious about this, he's wondering why he's seeing this. He just hopes it's not a dream, though. As he would start walking forward, he'll hear a voice. He'll stop. as he would see, basically, well, he would just see Shisui. As Deku wouldn't know it was Shisui, but he's like, who are you? He goes, as Shisui goes, I'm your ancestor from 1,000 years ago. Midori, from Uzuku Midori. Or, I mean, he just says Uzuku. As Deku goes, where are... Goes, if you're my ancestor, where are we then? Am I dead or something? As... Goes, no, you're not dead. It's... Well, everybody from 1,000 years ago is still alive. As Deku goes, what do you mean? You mean like the sun god Naruto and the moon god Sasuke, right? Those gods are still alive? As Shisui goes, he just chuckles a bit and goes, yeah, we're alive but only in chakra form. As Deku goes, chakra? He goes, that's a real thing? He goes, everybody has it. It's just that it was a mutation throughout all humans that would only make it so they have their own certain bloodline. Like your friend in Bakugo, for example. He has that explosion quirk. But if you're able to sense chakra, you would know it's made out of earth and fire chakra nature. And he was only chakra pathways only go towards his, hands. So that allows him to make explosions out of his hands without any hand sense, making it his own bloodline limit. As Deku goes, so everybody's quirks are just these natures of chakra, you say, to make their own quirks? As Shisui goes, exactly. As he goes, and Deku goes, but why am I here though? And if I'm a descendant of the Rising Sun clan. As Shisui chuckles, goes, no, the Uchiha clan. As Deku goes, Uchiha? He goes, yes, and also our emblem's on a rising sun, it's a fan. As Deku goes, he just kind of gives that, like, deadpan look. He goes, but, this rising sun seems a lot cooler than just a fan. As Shisui chuckles, goes, it does sound better, but it's the origins of our clan. As Deku goes, huh? He goes, but why am I here again? He goes, why am I here? He goes, because you've awakened our clan's dojutsu. As Deku goes, what's a dojutsu? As Shisui would activate his Sharingan, seeing the three Tomoe. He goes, this is our dojutsu, called the Sharingan. As Deku goes, that looks really cool, actually. He goes, so you're saying I have this Sharingan you speak of, right? He goes, yes. He goes, and also, because also you are very talented. I can tell you're going to be very talented within the Sharingan. You've already awakened the two Tomoe from just a while ago. Well, just now, you just awoken the two Tomoe. As Deku goes, so I have a quirk. No. I have a dojutsu. So I'm able to... So I'm actually able to become a hero. As he smiles a bit, and now adding on top of him learning of his origins, not his origins, but where his family came from and sorts. And now that he's unlocked, this the Sharingan dojutsu, he actually has the power to become a hero. If it's as strong as Shisui says it is. As Deku within, the emotional pull allowed Deku to unlock another Tomoe in his eyes, being the three Tomoe. as Shisui would smile at this, knowing that Deku won't have to go through the curse of hatred of the Sharingan. Even though the cycle of hatred is ended, the Uchiha clan is always still cursed of hatred. It's just how the bloodline works for them. But they just called it a curse of hatred, and yeah. The curse of hatred actually was just the fight between, well, shinobi villages and Indra and Ashura, making a complete hostile world. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so fuck, what was I talking about again? Alright, so yeah, Deku's unlocked the 3 Tomoe. That's basically Shisui smiles at it, of course. And Uchiha Curse of Hatred still is the thing, but Deku doesn't have it because Deku's Deku. So, so Shisui would just smile upon him. It's Deku's looks at him, goes, is there something on my face? He goes, no. You're just the most talented in the Sharingan that I've ever seen in my life, and all the time in the past 1,000 years. Well, of the people that are able to barely unlock the 1 Tomoe. As Deku goes, there's others that have our eyes? He goes, yes, but they're usually doctors and stuff because they're able to see the chakra around the body. And the precision that our eyes obtain help with, well, surgery and stuff. So mostly everybody you see anybody you'd see that have the same eyes as you are usually all different looking, but yours are the original Sharingan. Because you will be the new clan head of the Uchiha clan. Deku goes, but why me? It's because you are the chosen one. No, I'm just kidding. He goes, you are the first one in a long time to be able to use chakra like I can. So, and also you're my descendant as well. Well, a lot of people are my descendants, but you're just have the most potential. Uzuku. So I chose, and also you've always had a connection to the Uchiha clan. You know that little voice you've always been hearing in your head. That's the whole clan talking to you, helping you, trying to show you the right path. So I recommend you always listen to that voice in your head. But another thing, I have to show you the difference between our worlds now. We have to change things up for the Uchiha. You're gonna have to change things up for the Uchiha clan. The downfall of the Uchiha, he goes, I'll teach you everything about the Uchiha clan and the world I used to live in. He goes, come here. As Deku would walk up to Itachi, Shisui put 2 fingers on his forehead. As Deku would just get a flush of memories, seeing the whole life of Shisui Uchiha, and also seeing pieces here of Sasuke Uchiha along with Itachi, along with Madara as well. Since Deku, the only reason Shisui has all these memories and able to show Deku them is because the Uchiha clan he is part of the Uchiha clan and he's able to connect with them through chakra. But Deku has the most of the genetics from Shisui. He has the closest to him, and he's basically just a reincarnation of Shisui. So they have a strong connection through their chakra. So Deku, yeah, so that's why Shisui is able to show all these memories, because he has the strongest connection towards Deku. So Deku would see all these memories and see how crazy the world used to be. It almost seemed like everybody were villains back then. But one person caught his eye the most, that being Naruto. As Deku, after the flash of memories, he would ask, he goes, "Who's the yellow-haired kid?" He looks the same age as I was. He goes, "Yes, you're talking about, well, your quote-unquote sun god, Naruto Uzumaki." As Deku goes, "Well, he was real?" He goes, "Of course he is." He goes, as Shisui's like, goes, "What's so interesting about him, anyways? To you, at least." As Deku goes, "How can he keep up that smile through all that?" As Shisui smiles, he goes, "Well, he was the chosen one, anyways." Goes, "I can also show you the memories of Naruto Uzumaki if you want to." As Deku goes, "You're able to do that?" He goes, "Of course I can. I'm Shisui Uchiha." As Deku goes, "Okay." As Shisui kind of slumps down, he goes, "Didn't get really, like, any praise from Naruto, right?" So he's kind of calm. Damn. As Shisui would tap his forehead again, as fucking Deku, he would see the whole life of Naruto. As Deku's like, "Wow." He goes, "I think I found my number one hero. A new number one hero." As Shisui smiles, he goes, He was everybody's hero at the end of it." He goes, "It sucks that he died so early, though." Deku's like, "What do you mean?" He goes, Shisui goes, "I'll talk about it later. I can tell you later, but now I need to teach you a couple things that you can't really do. You gotta make sure you can't really do now. Now you're during your time now." Uzuku goes, "In my time, killing was a thing. It was a thing to protect the village, the king of the village. But now there's laws, big laws of that." He goes, "I recommend you pick up a sword, kind of like mine. I think it would fit you best since you're more of an agility type like I am. But I tell you one thing, do not kill. Because it will cause, well, it will just, there goes all your chances of becoming a hero. You would look more as a anti-hero type figure, which I guess you don't really want, huh?" As Deku just shakes his head. "It was good, but..." Goes, "I'll help you train with it, and I'll teach you how to use the Sharingan as well. But for me to do this, we won't be able to talk for maybe a couple months. But I'm able to keep bringing you through here to the chakra world for a couple of months." As Deku goes, "Okay, Shisui Sensei." As Shisui smiles, he goes, "But we will only be training when you sleep. Your body would be perfectly fine. It's just that everything will be perfectly fine. It's just that your dreams will be more like training sections." As Deku goes, "Great, I'm going to be training 24/7 now." As Shisui goes, "Yep." "It won't improve your abilities much, but it'll get the foundations of what you need. But we'll no, fuck off. Because mainly we'll be focusing on the Sharingan, since that's the greatest power of the Uchiha clan." As Deku just nods his head. It was good. As Deku, he goes, As as Deku, he goes, "You need to go back now." As Deku just nods his head. As Shisui would tap his forehead again as Deku disappeared. With Shisui, he would have a big smile saying, "Little brother." As Shisui would basically just go back to the compound of the Chaka world. As back with Deku, he would be exactly where he left off. As he looks around kind of confused, as I was like, "What are you confused about?" As Deku goes, "Nothing." As before before they could notice, Deku's eyes would deactivate from the three Tamale all the way back to his black eyes. As he goes, Aizawa goes, "Here's this." He goes, "This is not my address and my phone number. I'll just text me and I'll make sure to add a contact. I'll text you when we'll start training. And also, All Might, can you help a bit as well? I'm more of a agility type. I'm not much on power, I guess. So you can help build the boy's body." As Deku just looks at him and goes, "Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Eraserhead and All Might." As he goes, "No problem, kid. Just don't die, I guess." As the two would leave, as Deku would go back to his house, adding Aizawa to his phone and texting him saying, "This was Eraserhead Sensei. This is me, or Izuku Midori, right?" So basically, Deku would start. Actually, fuck it. This is going to be the end of the video. So yeah, this is going to be the end of the video. I'll do part 2 soon, hopefully, but I really hope you guys like the concept. And try to figure out why Shisui called Deku little brother. As like and subscribe if you want. I'll try to make sure at some point I'm gonna get a new cord for my mic so I can start making videos back on my laptop to get better audio for you guys for sure. Because this is a bit easier for me to do than trying to hook up my other mic, which is complete shit. So the audio is better on my phone anyways. Alright, so I hope you guys have a wonderful night, or day, or afternoon, or sunrise, whatever. Just have a nice day. And yeah. So, bye-bye, everybody.